You want to insert thing you want to do, but you just don't have the time. Cue the buzz phrase, time management. Or maybe you've heard that everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, so you should totally be able to do everything, right? But that's wrong. And that doesn't mean you're stuck or you have to burn yourself into the ground to do all the things. Today, I want to share with you 5 shifts to help you make the most of your time without losing your mind in the process. Let's get into it. First up, get crystal clear on what you want. Have you ever tried to do everything and maybe succeed for a week or so before giving up? Are you stretching yourself too thin and really don't have a true focus? Yeah, I've been there too. So if you feel like you've lost yourself, it may take some time to figure out what you really want now instead of what others may want of you. You can do a bit of soul searching or other exercises, but to keep it simple, let's pick one big thing and maybe 2 smaller goals. If we have much more than that, there's just too much to juggle and things aren't going to get the attention that they need. So once you have decided what your 3 goals are going to be, physically write them down. The main thing is that we want to make sure that we are visiting it often and that we want to post it somewhere that's handy. So you could post this on your bathroom mirror. You could also put it on your phone lock screen. Next up, build systems, not just lists. It is so easy to create a mile-long to-do list that is overwhelming and just plain ineffective. It is a good starting point, but you can do better. So let's start out by creating a few different categories for what makes sense to you. This could be as simple as designating regular tasks, to make an appointment, returning something, picking up a birthday gift for so-and-so, versus our reoccurring tasks. So making meals, doing the dishes, doing laundry. These are part of the mental load, so it can be helpful to visualize them. And then once we have our task list, let's see what we can build into a system or look into automating or delegating in your daily life. What could you strategically sacrifice or give just a little bit less attention to so you can focus on what is really mattering right now and what your goals are? Some systems to consider could be planning a few meals to rotate through for the week instead of trying something new all the time. Or could you get your breakfast together the night before so you're not scrambling, and then you also have a decent meal to start your day? How about instead of stressing about cleaning tasks throughout the day, could you maybe close the house for 15 minutes after the kids go to bed and do that last tidy so you can wake up to a clean house? These systems allow us to be more intentional with our time instead of being a victim of wasted time. And with these systems, we can look into creating a daily rhythm. So it's not necessarily a schedule, but a flow that would be ideal. So then here, especially if you have littles in the house or things just aren't going to plan, you have a little bit of flexibility. And then whenever you're trying to plan your day, let's make sure that we're doing the hardest thing first or the most valuable thing. Doing it first thing in the morning can make it a little bit easier because then you're not worn down from the day. You also get that quick dopamine hit because you have that sort of accomplishment first thing in the morning. And then you can also avoid dreading the thing all day long, which can make you more irritable. And then now that we have our 3 goals and we have simplified our schedule, next up is to start absurdly small. So I don't know about you, but it can be so hard just to start a new task, especially if it's not all that interesting or there's so much pressure already because I really should do the thing. Well, to sort of jump over this hurdle, let's make it as easy as possible. We're looking for just that little nugget to help get us started in the smallest way possible, because then it gets easier. And why, you may ask? Well, this is because of physics. If you remember Isaac Newton's laws of motion, his first law, the law of inertia, basically states that objects in motion tend to stay in motion. So once you get going, it's easier to keep it up as long as you don't interrupt it with something like the big sit. And this is whenever you sit down for a quick break and then it ends up being so much longer than intended because you get on your phone, you get distracted, or what have you. So how do we put this into practice? What are some examples? So if you don't feel like going to the gym or working out, what is the smallest thing you could do to get started? Is it getting dressed? Could you take some pre-workout or have just a little bit more caffeine? Could you eat a little snacky snack so then you have some energy to burn? So we're looking to start small, actually tiny, and then that way we can gain that momentum and hopefully keep the ball rolling and complete the task or move in the right direction at the very least. Next up, emotion is the enemy. How, you may ask? Have you ever said something like, I don't want to do the dishes. I should go work out. There's so much resistance already, and saying it out loud makes it 10 times worse. And if you think of hustle culture, you can focus on forcing yourself to do it or pure willpower. But what if we could shift to a more gentle approach? You could rephrase it or switch to a mode of gratitude gratitude to help relieve some of that pressure behind it. I am grateful that we had a meal at home. Now I get to do the dishes. What if I work out? I remember I always feel better afterwards. What if I just put on my gym clothes? What if I just show up? Affirmations can also help. So something like, even when I don't feel motivated, I still show up because it matters. It makes a difference. Next up is to embrace imperfection. Perfectionism can be such a productivity killer. Maybe you want to complete all the research before even getting started. Getting stuck in your own head, ruminating on the details and not doing a single thing. Starting over every 2 seconds because you didn't get it quite right. Or just getting paralyzed and overwhelmed by it all. And once again, procrastinating and postponing getting started. So the shift here is that consistency is key. So even if you can allocate just 10 minutes a day towards doing the thing that you want, that is 60 plus hours a year that you are putting towards what you want. So showing up and putting in some work, no matter how small, is so much better than never starting at all. And this applies to everything. Starting that business, working out, eating healthier, focusing on your mental health, whatever you are wanting to do. So consistency, no matter how small. Last but not least, flexibility is your friend. So we're not robots. We can be having a bad day. Maybe we're just not feeling it. Maybe we're sleep deprived. So if we have this crazy day planned with no flexibility in it, it is just so rigid and scheduled, we may not really get anything done because it's just too overwhelming and that paralysis kicks in. So if we can have that little bit of flexibility, if we can really narrow it down to the things that really must get done instead of trying to focus on all the things that we would like to get done as well, we may be surprised with what we actually get done. Because if you can start with that one little thing, you can build the momentum potentially. Otherwise, you're at least doing something small to help move the needle and do the things that you want to do. So although we all technically get 24 hours, it's not the same 24 hours, but there are some shifts we can take to help make the most of our time without adding more to the load. If you're still here, you may find some value in this video right here. Otherwise, please remember there's more to mama and there's more to you. Until next time.